Hello. Does anyone know of a good place to eat around here? I know someone who would, and unfortunately she is not here to share that with us today. I was a friend of Haley's. She was a work colleague. She was actually my employee. And once or twice, after a few glasses of wine, after a long shift, she told me that I was her mentor. But in reality, I learned from Haley, and I'd like to share with you today a few of the things that I learned from her. Haley always led her life with heart, and she never stopped feeding her passion. She knew that not every day was easy, and not every issue would be easily tackled, but because she focused on the passions that she had in life, she got through those difficult times. And she lived her life with heart. She loved her family, her friends, her coworkers, that guy that she met on the street. She loved interacting with people and building relationships. One of the ways that Haley led people in life as the leader that she was actually her family when they were going through a difficult time. Haley moved in with her parents in Florida and told them that she was broke. She needed to move home for a little bit to focus on school and to make money and not pay rent. Her mom knew that Haley was actually just moving home for this semester to take care of them and lead them through the difficult time that they were facing. Haley loved climbing buildings. She and her boyfriend were climbers. And they would climb the tallest buildings in Milwaukee together just to watch the night skyline. And one night in Walker's Point, she decided she wanted to climb her neighbor's roof. And so they did. They climbed on top of that roof and shared some kisses. And Tatiana, Haley's roommate, said that when they arrived at the back door requesting to get in, she barely even recognized them because they were so covered in roof tar from head to toe, they didn't look like themselves. The tar that they then washed off in the shower in that house is still in the grout to this day. Haley led a team of 40 individuals in a restaurant opening that I observed from concept to fruition in 40 days. Everyone knows that my business partner is a little bit crazy, but this was the craziest feat yet, and without Haley's support and knowledge of the industry, no one would have been able to accomplish what she did. Within personal, family, and professional relationships, Haley allowed her heart to make the decisions, whether it left her covered in tar, moving across the country, or sometimes a little sad. She always let her heart make those decisions for her. And even though she was a great leader, she never stopped focusing on her personal passion. She loved food. She loved the business of serving. I saw that in my relationship with her. She was also passionate about friends and family, animals, and human interactions. A couple of stories about that animal love that Haley had was actually, I'd like to explain now. She was obsessed with dogs, and she and her mom shared that passion. Kathy opened up her home to 17 animals throughout the years, and Haley assisted in raising all of those animals. And they used to confiscate the remote control from Jules. He sat on the couch and he had to watch the Eukanuba Kennel Club Classic every year, which for you, those of you who don't know, that's essentially the Olympics of dog shows. That is bigger than the Westminster. And she and her mom would sit and learn all about these breeds. And one of Kathy's favorite memories is actually attending the Eukanuba Kennel Club Classic this last year in Orlando with Haley. Haley didn't stop at dogs, though. She went to the farm, which is a living horticultural exhibit in Door County, Wisconsin, with her mom when she was just a small child. And she she was absolutely enthralled by the chicks in the incubating room who were poking their little beaks out of the eggshell and hatching in front of her. And shortly after this visit, Jules, Haley's dad, couldn't find his spotlight in his tool shed. And after some investigating, Kathy realized that in another shed in the backyard, Haley had set up her own incubation unit where she was attempting to get a duck egg to hatch. Haley was 4 and probably didn't have access to duckhealth.com, which would let you know that you have to rotate the eggs 4 times a day and have proper humidity in that heating chamber, but she tried her hardest. Haley also used to marvel at any dog that she'd see, and Tatiana, Haley's old roommate from a previous story, actually mentioned that one day they were driving down Lake Drive in Milwaukee, and Haley exclaimed, "Oh, look, it's a doodle," and forgot that she was driving her car and narrowly missed a stop sign on the side of the road. This was a passion of Haley's, learning about dogs, loving dogs, and actually Haley and her boyfriend Peter had planned to rescue a dog when they moved to Sweden this fall. She loved talking to strangers. Tachi also says that Haley could talk to a plastic bag and they become great friends. And she actually attributes to Haley's great management style for her ability to talk to anyone. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said that there was a 12.5% unemployment rate for recent college grads in 2011, which is when Haley actually left school to begin working for me. And she made 5 very serious career moves from then on. And she only had the most promising future. And Haley also led with her heart by traveling the world for love. She met her boyfriend on the 4th of July, Peter, at a party held at his parents' cabin. She ignored him for a while, but his friend said, "You should really go talk to her." And so Pete invited her to the golf course to watch fireworks with him. He found her interesting, but soon Haley started kind of itching and she seemed a little irritated. And anyone that knows Haley knows that she was really allergic to almost everything. So Haley wound up covered in hives on the first date that she and Peter had. But he still thought she was really pretty and really funny and wanted to hang out with her. So a year later, after long-distance dating, they were officially in love. And she moved with him to Minneapolis, where she secured a position managing weddings, which is something that she and Peter would have done someday. And he finished his grad school degree and was offered a position with a company that wanted to move him around the world about twice annually. Haley told him that it was the right decision to take the position, and they shortly moved to Florida and then to Amsterdam and were scheduled to move to Sweden later that year. Considering how career-oriented Haley was, this was obviously a tough decision for her, but she made Peter aware that it was the only decision for them as a team. The story of Peter and Haley encompasses the outlooks we should take away from Haley's life. She led her life by the compass in her heart, and she fed her passion for life via life experiences, not because she was told to, but because she wanted to. She had a want for personal connection, and she never stopped learning about culinary. She had a passion for every turn that she took in life was driven by this passion. She led her life and others to find what makes them very happy and to never stop pursuing that. I think that we should act in her honor. Share a story with someone you've never met. I think that Haley's passion was actually a passion for creating community. And even in death, we should allow her to lead us through this time. And and to show us how to make a friend today or to comfort a stranger. It would have warmed Haley's heart to watch us all make the most of today.